Hi, and thanks for joining me for some invert conditioning. So first, you will need a mat, and we will get our body a little bit more warmed up before we start going into even more drills. So first, I like to start with a little hang tough, which is come on your tippy toes, belly to the pole, reach your arms nice and high, pull down on the pole first to activate your back and your lats. So pull down on the pole, belly to the pole, and then practice lifting one leg and other leg and both legs. And pull down, lift both legs. Pull down, lift both legs. And then if you want to have a little fun with it, you can practice some sexy legs, some wavy legs. So go back to that position, belly to the pole. Reach your arms up, pull down, and then practice the wavy legs of any kind. And then don't forget, switch your arms, so switch which arm is on top. And then continue your wavy legs. So try that. Other arm on top. Good. And then try 3 leg lifts with the opposite arm on top. So pull down. Down, last one. Very nice. Shake it out. Okay, and then next, I like to take it to the side and do some tucks on the side. So put your armpit in the pole, hands by the head, outside arm goes on top. Make sure the hips are a little in front of the pole, and practice bringing knees to the shoulders. So again, pull down on the pole and then lift. Lift. Lift, lift. Try your other side 4 times. You can feel free, if that's a little difficult for you, absolutely set your legs down in between and take it at your own pace. So pull down. This is a slightly modified version. Knees, step down, and then do another one. When you're doing this, keep your gaze straight ahead and tuck the pelvis under a little bit. That will help you activate your low abs to help pull the knees up. So I'll show you from the side. You don't want to stick the butt out. You want to tuck the pelvis under and then try to drive the knees up to the elbows. And what you can notice is if your booty is sticking out, if your booty is back, it's going to be really difficult to get that knee up. Look how limited you will be. But if you tuck under, a little bend in the knees, squeeze the glutes, much easier to get the knee up. So practice even that for a second. Practice under with the pelvis, lift, lift, stay under. And it may feel like you're a little rounded, a little hunched. That's okay, as long as you have proud posture, chest up. As long as you're not like this, you're good. So try a couple like this. Not this. This is what we don't want. You got it. So for someone who's a little more advanced, if you just want to strengthen your inverts, when you do your tucks, you can do tuck, pike, straddle. So those are very challenging. So I highly recommend that for the more advanced pole dancer or a high intermediate level pole dancer. So now that we're more warmed up, let's take it more towards the ground and we'll do some abs. So first, we will come to the side of the pole. We're going to lift our legs up and over. So a little bend in your elbows, round your back. We're not arched, we're rounded. Straighten those legs. Lift up and over. And over. Ready? And let's go. Try to straighten through those legs. So squeeze through your quads. Exhaling, inhaling. Exhaling, inhaling. Good. So a couple more, ready, and go. Up and over, and over. One more. Very good. Those are killer. If you're already a little bit tired, those are quite difficult. To make it a little easier, everybody should do this as well. You can take it to one leg. So same position, little bend in your elbows, round your back, one up and over. So stay on the same leg for a couple here. And then change sides. Focus on straightening through those legs, point your toes. Don't make it sloppy, because how we train and condition is how we perform. Good. Okay, so a couple there, and take a little stretch. Lift the arms. A little break, a little breather. And then stand it back up. Okay, next one is practicing using our lats, and more specific to traditional inverts. So bring those hips in front of the pole, widen your stance, bring your legs way in front, quite wide, pull in the armpit, like so. I'll show you a couple different angles. Come on the tippy toes, and we're gonna bring the booty down, thrust the hips up. Bring the booty down, thrust the hips up. Bring the booty down, thrust, look back. Let me go for 5, 4, exhale, 3, 2, last one. Other side. So bring that pull in the armpit. Bring the legs way in front of the pole. Bend in your elbows. Keep the elbows reaching for each other. Bring the hips down. Thrust, look back. And up. For 3, 2, and 1. And bring it up. Good job. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to practice now doing like rows of sort of a row motion. Same positioning. We're just bending at the elbows and straightening even more. Just practicing our bend and straighten, as that is one of the areas that can limit you when you're doing your invert, is that you forget to look back and straighten the arms. So this will help you with that. So get into that same position, legs way out in front, widen your stance. See, we have bent arms now, and then straighten. Bend, straighten. Bend, straighten. Bend, straighten. As you bend, bring the elbows together, and then straighten. Don't let your elbows flare. Keep them together. And come up. Good. So go to the other side. Now your head and your neck can be neutral, however it feels comfortable to you. Sometimes if I look way too far back, it feels a little straining if I'm already tired or from a previous day of exercise. So you can lift the head up a little bit if it feels uncomfortable to you. Really, it's what feels good for your body. So on the other side, start with bent arms, and then straighten, pull up. Straighten, pull up. Squeeze through your glutes to keep your body in place. And don't forget, as you pull up, bring those elbows back together. Don't let them flare out too much. And the rest of the legs are not moving. You're just moving the arms. Up and down. And come up. So I recommend about eight to 10 of those. Good, and just circle out your shoulders. Give yourself a little break, gentle. Good, and the next one is a drill for when we do our inverted crucifix or our clamp leg invert. And this drill is to work on our leg grip and our leg strength. So bring your booty to the pole, walk your hands down, walk your booty back to the pole so you're in this downward dog leg motion, and then slide one leg up the pole. Walk your hands in a little bit more so that you're starting to get the hands under the shoulders, and then bring the other leg up on that calf muscle. Walk the arms underneath, right underneath the shoulders, and practice holding your clamp legs. You can do booty circles if you like. Circle the other way, push the ground. Don't sink down, push that ground. And then come out the same way that you came in with the move. So that's a good one for, since we practice a lot of pulling motion, that's a great one to practice a push and to balance everything out and to work on those clamp legs. So I highly recommend that one. It's a good one. Okay, another one to, before we move on, don't forget to do your other side. So let's go ahead and do that. So don't forget to try your other leg coming up first. So try to remember which leg you did and then reverse it. And then walk those arms underneath the shoulders. So slide the legs up if you need to. Mine were a little low. You want to have a close to a 90-degree angle. And then circle. Keep pushing the ground away. Lifting up out of your shoulders. And come out when you're ready, the same way that you came in. Okay, so this next one to practice those clamp legs is actually just a climb, but we're going to do our little squats in our climb. And that will help strengthen you so that when you do your inverted crucifix and you invert, you'll be feeling more confident and stronger with your grip. So climb once, and then booty down and thrust pelvis to pull. Booty down, thrust pelvis to pull. Up and down. 6 or 7 times. Like so. And then switch legs. Down and up. Down and up. Good. 6 or 7 of those. Strengthen those legs. Squeezing that booty when you're up there. And then get a sip of water. Want to stay hydrated. Okay, the next one we'll be practicing from the ground. So use your mat for this one. Lie all the way down. And then bring the pole to the inside of your smallest part of your waist. This is where you want to line up the pole. Maybe even bring the pole a little bit higher. All right, great. So then your outside leg, we're going to practice the clamp legs on the ground. So the outside leg comes in front, closest to you. The inside leg comes behind. So ready? Take your hands on the pole. Round your pelvis. Practice rolling your pelvis up like this. This is the motion we're going to do when we lift the legs up on the pole. So roll and clamp. So this is how your legs are, and the pole is in your waistline. Try to get those hips as high as you can. You can even slide the legs up a little bit to practice your grip. And then when you come down, bring your arms down on the ground. Use your abdominals to slowly and controlled way slide it down. Good. Nice and slow. And you can even try this without hands, but a little bit. Like you can go like so, and just keep your arms on the ground, or you can grab the pole. Really whatever works for you. And then on the way down, slow and controlled. Good. Well, you want to think one vertebrae at a time. Slow and controlled down. Do a couple more of those. Good. And again. Great. Now we're going to practice for the outside leg hang. So stay right where you are, and then we'll change sides. So for outside leg hang, your leg that is furthest away from the pole, you do the same thing. Straddle up, pull. So slide those legs up. The legs are parallel and they're at an angle. And then slide them up and then hook the top leg, let the back leg go back. And you'll notice that your hip is turned into the pole. Your body is twisted. So your body is still flat on the ground, but your hips are twisted over into the pole. Let that happen. Let your body take that twist. Practice taking the twist. And then practice keeping this leg squeezed. To come out, try to straddle. So bring the back leg up, straddle. So try a couple of those. You can always pause the video if you want to stop and practice a couple more until you get the hang of it. Feel free. Good. And then we'll take it to the other side. And first, those clamp legs. So again, line up the pole so that it is about right in the middle of the waist, maybe a little higher. And then practice taking that outside leg closest to you in front of the pole. Clamp. Slide the legs up and just get comfortable finding your waistline with the pole. Slow and controlled, one vertebrae at a time, coming down. Good. And again. Good. Try a couple more times on that side. And then we'll move on to the outside leg hang. So for that outside leg hang, same thing. Pull, slide the legs up, hook the top leg over, let your hips twist into the pole, but then your back is flat. And everybody's hips have a different anatomy, so sometimes people will be way more twisted and others will be a little more flat. Back leg goes back to come out, straddle, and come down. All right, now we'll do a few ab exercises. So these ones are really great. Another day I will go over how we do invert conditioning for shoulder mount, but today this is just more basic invert conditioning for just getting upside down on the pole. So this next one, little ab exercise, bring your mat to the side of the pole. Bring your head in front of the pole like so. Do a cup grip with your hands, one arm on top of the other, doesn't matter which one. And then straight legs, toes to the pole, slide the toes up, one vertebrae at a time, you come down. So we lift the pelvis, touch the pole, slide the legs up, and then slow, one vertebrae at a time, comes down. Articulate that spine on your way down. Get as high as you can, and down. Now, if you have any spinal injuries, I do not recommend this one because there is a little bit of pressure and weight towards your neck. So any injuries, skip this one. And down. Good, try a couple more. You're putting pressure into the cup grip, putting weight. And keep going, 3 more. 2. And last one. Good, and then hug those knees in, give yourself a little rock side to side. Okay, roll over to one side and sit up. Okay, here's another fun one that my students always complain about because I don't know why. They love to complain about this one, but it's a fun one. It's a little baby jump squat. You sit down, you tap your toes, roll over, roll up, grab the pole, jump squat up. This is an amazing exercise to build stamina for a competition routine. I highly recommend it if you're training for a performance or a competition to add some of these in for your warm-up. So I'll show you again so you get the idea. Sit down, roll back, touch the toes, come back up, jump squat. So that's the whole thing. You can go faster with it. I'm gonna angle a little because I don't have enough room. And watch, again, don't roll too much on your head and neck when you get on the ground. It's just not as healthy for our head and neck. So use and squeeze your legs a little bit more and abdominals to get the toes back. Don't use too much momentum and too much weight and pressure on the head and neck. Here we go. Try for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good work. Those can be hard. I think they're fun though. So, bring your hips in front of the pole. Hold like we were earlier when we did our rows. Similar position, like so. But first you start, like you're gonna almost start a fan kick almost, or almost an invert, but bring your hips a little further in front, and then reach the outside arm away, and lift it up. Away, and lift it up. So you're using a little bicep strength, and you're working on the control of this inside arm, and you're practicing using your back muscles to lean away and lift back up. So make it pretty, have fun with it. Way, lift up. Way, we're using our abs as well. Lean, pull up. I'll show you from this angle so you can see a little better. And then try your other side. Good. Good job. This is hard work. So, the only other one I would mention for now is one more abdominal exercise. And this is similar to the one we did with the legs. So this time we're going to lay all the way down with our legs to one side of the pole and put our hands on the ground. Lift the legs up, bring the hips to the other side of the pole. Lift the legs up, lift the hips up, and bring it to the other side of the pole. So I push weight into my hands just a little bit to help switch the body to the other side of the pole. So this is just working on the proper low ab strength and abdominal control that we need for inverts and helping us learn how to lift our legs and use the abs to lift the legs. So if you need to bend the legs to start with, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Bent legs, totally fine. But if you're intermediate level or you've been pulling for at least a year, go ahead and straighten the legs. If you're feeling your low back at all, just don't go as low. So go right there and then stop, go right there and then stop. So if you have any low back problems, don't go as far down with the legs. Good, so do about 10 to 20 of those. And then up. Whew, that was hard work. So to stretch it out before we finish, we want to stretch out the abdominals since we did a lot of work for them. So lay all the way down on your mat. And then just come up on your forearms into a little Sphinx pose. Pull at the ground, pull the ground into you so you can reach your collarbone forward. Just a gentle stretch here. And then push the ground away, push it up a little more. And then slowly bring it down. One more stretch if you're able to. Grab your ankles and then lift it up. Just a counter stretch to what we were doing. Nothing too crazy. And then push through the ground. I tuck the toes, bring the knees in. A little cat-cow. Breathing. And circle the hips. Good. And then feel free to finish up with your own arm stretches to finish your cool down, or maybe you're about to train for pull. Do more training, you can continue on. But I hope that helps give you some ideas of some really effective exercises you can do for your inverts and controlling those inverts. A lot of it has to do with our transverse abdominal strength and how our pelvis is doing in the control, being able to have enough strength in the abdominals, the low abdominals, to control the pelvis. And that can really help get those legs up more and up overhead, and so that it doesn't feel like our hips are so heavy when we're doing inverts all the time. These exercises can really help. I'll see you next time.